Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Freya Serafina. I'm a PhD student in women's spirituality, an arts educator, and a filmmaker. And today I'm going to talk to you about film festivals and how to get into film festivals. Now, I'm not just a filmmaker who's been involved in getting my own work into film festivals, but I've been a film festival director and curator for 5 years now, 5 years going on to 6 years, I believe. Um, I'm not good at math, but I've been doing this for a while. And so I know what goes into developing a program for an independent film festival, what film festival programmers and directors are looking for, sort of the ins and outs. And also, on the flip side, as someone who creates really niche kind of content, um, I know the journey it takes from conception to completion to film festival distribution of some kind. So, if this is something you're interested in, stick around. I'm going to tell you all about it. So, first and foremost, I just got back from the Film and Folklore Festival in Trinidad and Tobago. As I mentioned, I make really sort of niche content that serves my own creative outlet, right? And maybe this is you. Maybe it's not. Maybe you're more of a mainstream person. That's okay. Um, you should make the art that feels good to you. And I know that sometimes that can be a difficult challenge because oftentimes as artists, we are unfortunately straddling this weird place of this is the kind of art I love and I want to make, and this is the kind of art that might pay the bills. And sometimes those things don't coincide right away. Sometimes that takes a lot of time. Maybe it might never coincide, but I don't think that that means you should stop making it. I think there are other ways we can support ourselves while we also explore our passions as well. So if you're any one of those people that falls into any one of these categories, mainstream or modern, contemporary, niche, um, specific genre, maybe this video is still applicable to you and you should stick around. So, what was I doing at the Film and Folklore Festival in Trinidad? This was their I'm looking at the number, it's here somewhere. This was their 6th year. They're supported by the Tourism Bureau and a bunch of other organizations fiscally on a governmental level. And those are some of the things that you want to look for when you are looking for film festivals in places where you might not know a ton of detail about who they are, what they do, what they're about, and more importantly, what kind of value can they give you as a filmmaker. I think, especially if you're just starting out, there's a tendency to submit your film and your work to everything and hope that somebody takes it. And I'm guilty of that. I've been there, done that. But in retrospect, I don't like that approach because your work is not for everyone and you're going to end up wasting valuable time, money, and energy when you could be focused and honing in on where you can sell your finished product. Sometimes as artists, it's hard to take ourselves out of this wonderful creation that we've made and put on our business financial hats and glasses and try to see our film or creation as a product, as something that now we have to convince other people to take on. We have to sell it, we have to promote it. And I think that is the space where a lot of us sort of fall victim to not doing the kind of marketing and self promotion that we should be doing because we're an artist and you should get my art and screw you. But this is the kind of brain and mode we need to shift into when we think about, well, how do I get to film festivals? Who do I even reach for? So, the first thing you want to do is get really clear on who you are. So, I am someone who likes to explore the intersection of nature, women, mythology, folklore, spirituality, goddesses. That's what I do. That's what I like. My work has been in multiple international film festivals, IMDb qualifying film festivals. I'm fiscally sponsored by the Gotham Film and Media Institute for an animated film I'm working on. I'm going to be in a gallery exhibition from the end of this month all the way until May up in Massachusetts. I've been able to travel the world for my work, connect with really incredible filmmakers and artists and people from all over the place. But when I was first starting out, I kind of viewed myself as this like negative outsider, and that was really doing myself a disservice because I would not take the time to view myself correctly and see, well, what is my market? And I would sort of apply for everything and I would try to be in these like really big mainstream places. And that's just not where my career is at. Um, I worked heavily as an actor and a plus size model. And so I understood marketing. I understood how to market myself as a product, but I was still holding on to these old ideas that if I wasn't mainstream, that it wasn't good. It wasn't considered good. That I had to be mainstream, that it always had to be about making money. And I'm not saying this lightly. You know, there's a lot of financial struggle in my own personal journey. So I'm not coming from this place of I don't have to worry about money because I really, really do. Um, but wanting to be something other than what I am does not serve my goals, my purpose, or my art. It just doesn't. So I have to do other things to sustain myself while I get really clear on who I am as an artist and a creator and a filmmaker. So I'm going to show you, if you don't know already, this website called Film Freeway. And Film Freeway is an online hosting platform that houses hundreds of thousands of film festivals from all over the world. And there's a couple of little things that I want to bring your attention to. So you can make an account, it's completely free. You can have as many different project pages as you have projects. I haven't updated my about page in a while. I need to do that. I also need to update a couple of other things on my projects, you know, awards that have been won. I've got to update my IMDb page and all that good stuff. But what you'll see here is that Film Freeway is a really sort of user-friendly space where hosting yourself and your work is free, and it just depends on how many film festivals you submit to and what the film festival that you're submitting to, what their fee is. Now, there's all of these different search indicators that you can use. So you can filter by genre. You can filter by how much you can afford that you want to pay. You can filter by specificity. So maybe you're looking for something specifically mythology, like I might. Maybe you're looking for something that's women focused or queer focused or indigenous focused. Maybe you like horror films and that's what you do. You know, there's all these different labels and things that you can tick that can help you get really clear and focused on the kinds of festivals that you should be looking for. If you're a first time filmmaker, if you're a student filmmaker, go to the festivals that are friendly towards first time filmmakers and students, or even geared towards that kind of work. We all think that our first film is the best thing that's ever happened. It's not. It's usually not. Mine are not. Absolutely. I'm still learning every single day. I'm really grateful that I am a film and TV history professor and a screenwriting professor because every single day I'm being reminded of something new. I'm learning something new and it's helping me hone and fix my own craft. Practice makes better. Really look at your work with a critical eye and think, is this film going to get into a BAFTA or Oscar qualifying film festival that's been running for 50 plus years, that is geared towards seasoned filmmakers with large budgets behind them? Or is it going to get into I don't know, a smaller independent film festival that's been running for about 6 years, that's really interested in supporting and giving feedback to new, early emerging filmmakers, where I can really network with people in my community or close to my community that can benefit me by putting teams together, crews together, making new work. You know, all of that is also just as valuable as someone giving you a cash prize, knowing that we need the money. Trust me, I know. I know. Another thing you want to look at these film festivals is, what are you getting in return? So I mentioned feedback. There are some film festivals that will provide you with feedback from a panel of industry professionals. Awesome. You know, what is the cost to submit versus what I'm getting in return? You know, my film festivals are sponsored by Final Draft screenwriting software. So all of my award winners get a free copy of Final Draft's latest software. They also get a live screening of their work in New York City, a trophy if you win. That's cool. Do I have one nearby I can grab? No, I don't, but I have pictures. You get to network with other filmmakers and creators, and they get discounts for future seasons to submit. And you might think that that doesn't sound like a lot, but I am an independent film festival. Uh, I pay for everything by myself. I get everything together by myself. My partner Aaron helps me with a lot of what I do. I have judges that are industry professionals that work in various areas of the industry, from the music industry, from music marketing, from artist management, from screenwriting, from working at big production houses, working on television shows. So, you know, the ability to network with these people is another positive and plus. But I'm an independent film festival. Maybe I'm not the kind of film festival that you're looking for, and that's also okay. That's what I mean about getting really specific and narrow about who you are as an artist and what you want to do with your finished product. So, what are these people looking for? Well, again, if we go back to those categories, if you go to the name of a film festival, for example, um, let's click on this one that I ended up submitting to, right? The Sci-Fi Terror and Fantasy Film Festival. They're pretty obvious in their name what they are looking for, right? This is the kind of content that we are focused on. My film is a fantasy film. I'm going to submit. Um, I looked at the reviews, which are really helpful on Film Freeway. I looked up who the organizers are. I did a little Google search, and I decided, is the submission price of this worth the value that I'm getting in return? I decided it was. Let's look at another one that maybe doesn't have the name in its thing, right? So the Indie Cork Festival. So this is a BAFTA qualifying film festival that's been running for 12 years. They're Ireland's premier festival in independent film and the largest festival for short films. So when you go through and you see, like, okay, what do they got? What would I um, get from this film festival? You also want to look and see, like, well, what's the kind of work that they focus on? All right, they're in Ireland. They're the largest shorts. Um, they've got a team with over 30 years of experience in film programming and exhibition. And they have things they love: the Spirit of Cork, Ireland, Made in Cork, the Irish female film director, an artistic film. So you start to see, all right, they want things that are really Cork focused, Irish focused, Irish female filmmakers, something a little more artistic. If your film doesn't, fall into two or three of those categories, I don't think that you should submit. Now, should you maybe attend and network and see what they're programming? Absolutely, especially if this is a film festival you've got your eye on and you want to submit in the future. Go there and get a pulse, get a feel for what's going on here. Obviously, if attending a film festival in Ireland is out of your bandwidth at the moment, Find something closer to home and see what's going on. You'd be surprised how many film festivals are actually in your own backyard, providing a lot of quality and content. I think sometimes we focus on our desire and need to pay the bills, that we think, well, we can only attend the big film festivals like Tribeca and Sundance and South by Southwest and Slam Dance. And yeah, you should do that. That's awesome. But there are also really incredible things happening within your own community that I don't think you should completely ignore, because community is how we build, community is who we lean on, community is how we sustain ourselves in times of hardship, and community is often where we draw our own inspiration from as well. The reason I started a film festival to begin with is because I felt lacking in a sense of film community, because I came from a theater background, and within theater, there's the jokes of like, I have rehearsal, musical theater kids going to the diner after a show. Like, I felt this really rich sort of sense of community that as I was making the transition into film, because that's not where I started, I didn't really know anyone, and I felt a disconnect from the community that I wanted to be a part of. And so I started the Midnight Film Festival many years ago. I've since, unfortunately, stopped the Midnight Film Festival because it became really, really taxing, emotionally, mentally, physically, and financially, to run a film festival in New York City by yourself. So be kind to your film festival directors and programmers, especially your indie film festival ones, because we're doing this because we love it and we're really passionate about it. And oftentimes we are not breaking even because we don't want to put on an event that doesn't have value and isn't excellent and it isn't awesome for our filmmakers who submit their work. Now, I host the Divine Feminine Film Festival, and I'm able to keep that bandwidth up because it aligns so much with who I am as a person and the kind of work that I want to do. So, that being said, it goes back to get really specific about who you are. With the Midnight Film Festival, I just kind of gave it a cool name because the name of my production company at the time was Midnight Films, because I liked it. Um, and that being said, I took like everything, and I think taking everything and trying to find a focus was really challenging and overwhelming. But with the Divine Feminine Film Festival, obviously in the name, there's specificity and there's kind of work that I'm looking for. Female driven stories, femme driven stories. I'm looking for stories that center women in power, um, women cruise, women's spirituality. That feels very focused for me and in line with who I am as a person. So that's the kind of work I'm looking for. So if you've made an action adventure film about, I don't know, a knight in shining armor who is strong and has camaraderie with his bros, like, I'm sure that's a really great story, but you'd be wasting your time and your money submitting that to me. It wouldn't make a lot of sense. Or if you created, a drama that was like a detective story looking into the robbery of a beloved artifact in a museum, not the right story for my film festival, but a really intriguing story for somebody else. So when you look at these other film festivals, really look at what they say they are. Who are they? What do they do? Where are they located? What genres are they taking? And even if it's the coolest film festival you've ever seen, but your work doesn't line up with what they say they're doing, maybe make something else and wait for next year. So Film Freeway is an excellent resource. Um, host as many projects as you need to. There's also screenwriting competitions. You can find more photography competitions. Lots of other, artistic things are going on, and especially in your own community as well. Now, if you want to start your own film festival, I can help you do that. So if you become a subscriber for $20 a month on Patreon, you get access to earlier content, additional content, content that will tell you how to make your own film festival, how to host your own artistic and creative evening, how to make a creative collective, and really how to hone in on who you are as an artist in the world of creativity. So if that's something you're interested in, I'll be releasing that video next month. So be sure to be on the lookout for that. And I'll be sharing my experiences in Trinidad at this Film and Folklore Festival in the next video. So be sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell, and I will see you next time.